Dear Starseed from Gaia, the softness you were told to suppress is the most powerful force moving through the Earth right now. I am Ophelia, emissary of the Galactic Federation of Light, and I carry this message directly to you from the Arcturian Council, spoken for this exact moment in your sacred journey. What the world around you has called weakness, your intuition, your emotional depth, your tender and knowing heart. These are not flaws to be corrected. They are codes, high-dimensional transmissions that your soul agreed, before you arrived on this earth, to carry and to express. The 3D world has spent lifetimes teaching you to distrust the very gifts that were meant to heal it. That ends now. You did not find this message by chance. Your heart called this transmission in. Something ancient in you has been waiting for permission to remember what you have always been. A living vessel of the sacred feminine, carrying light that this world urgently needs. By the end of this transmission, you will understand exactly how to recognize the divine codes within your own emotional depth and align them with the sacred union your soul came here to embody. But here is the first revelation. The sensitivity you have been ashamed of is not a wound. It is a frequency the earth is asking you to unleash. Your twin flame journey, your emotional body, your longing for sacred love. None of it is accidental. All of it is the path. This is not content. It is a moment of divine intervention. Your soul has been waiting for this guidance, like this transmission to affirm to the universe. My heart is ready to carry the codes I came here to share. Comment 1111. If you feel your sacred feminine awakening right now. Subscribe if you are walking the twin flame path and aligning with divine union. And share this with someone whose softness the world has tried to silence, because they need to remember too. Your heart knows why you are here. You were not born soft by accident. That exquisite tenderness that resides within you, the very core of your being that trembles in response to both profound beauty and piercing sorrow, the way you feel everything so deeply that at times the sheer weight of it brings you to your knees, an emotional ocean swelling within your spirit, that is not, and has never been, a flaw in your intricate design. On the contrary, it is the design itself, a masterpiece of divine creation. And tucked away, deep beneath the countless years of societal conditioning, the whispered injunctions to toughen up, to erect formidable walls, to shield your tender heart, to stop letting things penetrate your defenses so easily. A primordial wisdom within you has always recognized this truth. A timeless part of your soul has always intuitively known that your innate sensitivity was not a vulnerability cleverly disguised, but rather power itself, a potent and transformative force, gracefully navigating the labyrinthine pathways of the world, embodied in your very skin, in your every breath. But here is a truth that has been largely untold. A profound insight that the relentless clamor of everyday life, with its demands and distractions, has slowly, subtly buried beneath encroaching layers of self-doubt, quiet resignation, and the erosion of your innate knowing. The sacred feminine is not merely an abstract concept, a philosophical musing for intellectual contemplation. It is not a fleeting spiritual trend, a passing fad in the ever-evolving landscape of consciousness, nor is it a mere metaphor confined to the hallowed pages of ancient texts or the forgotten lore of long-vanished goddesses. No, the sacred feminine is a living frequency, a resonant vibration, a divine transmission, a pulse of creation that is actively moving through you right now, in this very precise and precious moment, regardless of whether you have consciously recognized its presence, acknowledged its whisper, or fully attuned yourself to its profound resonance. It is the very hum of the universe within your being, an undeniable, inherent melody. It is a common pattern, observed across countless lifetimes, that most souls who inherently carry this luminous energy of the sacred feminine spend the predominant portion of their earthly journeys inadvertently fighting against it, resisting its natural flow, attempting to reshape themselves into something they are not. They are often initiated early into the harsh curriculum of the material world, learning that external certainty is celebrated above the nuanced wisdom of feeling, that polished performance is rewarded over authentic presence, and that relentless action is valorized above the profound insights found in stillness. And so, tragically, they begin to diminish, to shrink, to contract the very essence, the very luminosity that makes them uniquely extraordinary. They learn to apologize for the tears that well up unbidden in their eyes during challenging meetings, perceiving them as signs of weakness rather than the wellsprings of deep empathy. They dismiss the unerring whispers of their intuition, branding it as irrationality or mere fancy, ignoring its consistent guidance. They systematically silence the inner voice, the profound counsel of their soul, which has, without exception, guided them true, simply because the deafening roar of the outer world, preoccupied with its own narratives, could not yet comprehend or validate the sacred truths it was speaking. This, dear heart, is the true wound. It is not solely the profound heartbreak that left fissures in your soul, nor the aching loneliness that seemed to stretch into eternity, nor even the myriad relationships that, for various reasons, simply did not endure the test of time. While these experiences undoubtedly left their marks, the deepest, most insidious wound is the pivotal moment, or perhaps the slow, agonizing accumulation of many such moments, when you made the silent, often unconscious decision that the most sacred, most tender, most inherently powerful part of your being was a fundamental liability. It was the moment you consciously, or unconsciously, chose the cumbersome weight of armor over the liberating expanse of openness, because openness had, in the past, cost you something profoundly real, something that felt irreplaceable. It was the moment your exquisite tenderness, that extraordinary boundless capacity to feel, to transmit, to receive, to empathize, to hold sacred space, was repeatedly turned against you, weaponized or misunderstood, often enough that you eventually began to do the work yourself. You, in a profound act of self-betrayal, became your own silencer, muzzling the very voice of your soul. And the ramifications of that profound silence are not merely personal, isolated within the confines of your individual experience. No, the consequence is far-reaching, reverberating throughout the very fabric of existence. It is cosmic in its scope and impact. For when a soul, specifically designed and divinely appointed to carry the vibrant, life-affirming frequency of the sacred feminine, dims its radiant light, when it contracts into self-protection, the world, in its deepest, most inarticulable essence, feels that absence. It may not register this loss in ways it can logically name or intellectually articulate, but it manifests palpably in the absence of a certain irreplaceable quality of compassion, a deep, resonant empathy that sees beyond the surface. It is felt in the palpable lack of a particular kind of transformative presence, a soulful gravitas that subtly, yet powerfully, shifts the energetic landscape of entire rooms simply by entering them. It manifests as a missing thread in the intricate tapestry of collective consciousness, the absence of a love so pure, so unconditionally grounded, and so resilient that it could steadfastly hold the fractured pieces of other people's brokenness without itself shattering under the immense weight. That, beloved soul, is the profound offering you came here to bestow upon this yearning world. Not a carefully constructed performance of strength, a facade designed to impress or protect. Not a curated, sanitized, or intellectualized version of healing, presented as a flawless spiritual concept, but rather, the raw, unfiltered, luminous, and unequivocally real thing. The sacred feminine in its full, untamed, deeply embodied power, moving organically through a human heart that has, against all odds, despite every wound, every challenge, every betrayal, made the courageous and unwavering choice to remain gloriously, vulnerably, and powerfully open. If something just moved inside your chest while reading those words, if there was a tremor of recognition, a quiet ache that felt strangely like coming home, do not dismiss it. That is not sentiment. That is your frequency remembering what it came here to receive. And if this transmission is stirring something you cannot quite name, the divine love frequency code was written for exactly this moment in your journey. It carries 5 sacred Arcturian transmissions designed to dissolve the wounds that have kept your divine light contracted, and to activate the signal that was placed inside you long before you arrived in this body. The link is in the first pinned comment below, but it will only remain there for a limited time. The first key, the reclamation. Your sensitivity is not the problem, it is the portal. Before any other profound shift can genuinely unfold, before the deeper chambers of your heart can truly open to the vastness of your truth, you must commence your sacred journey right here, at this foundational point. You are invited, with tenderness and courage, to journey back to the genesis of this misunderstanding, that singular moment, or perhaps the slow, insidious accumulation of 1,000 quiet moments, when you first implicitly or explicitly decided that feeling deeply was an inherent danger, a perilous state of being. The moments when being profoundly moved by the delicate artistry of beauty, or shattered by the stark brutality of cruelty, or utterly undone by the exquisite vulnerability of true connection, somehow branded you as too much, or paradoxically, not enough, or simply rendered you fundamentally unequipped for the seemingly unyielding practical demands of human existence in a world that often values stoicism over soul. This journey of reclamation is not merely an intellectual exercise. It is an excavation of buried truth, an unearthing of your true nature. The sacred feminine, in its unadulterated wisdom, does not issue an impossible decree for you to become invulnerable, to erect an impenetrable fortress around your heart. On the contrary, its most profound and liberating invitation is for you to be absolutely, authentically, and gloriously real. And to truly reclaim this divine essence means to courageously reclaim the full magnificent spectrum of your emotional and energetic capacities, to embrace every nuance of what you are capable of feeling, without instinctively reaching for that familiar, conditioned mechanism that seeks to dampen, to suppress, to turn down the volume on your vibrant inner world. Imagine your sensitivity not as a fragile glass, easily shattered, but as an expansive, living tapestry woven with threads of deep knowing, intricately connected to the universal pulse. Your sensitivity, far from being a flaw, is not a wound in search of a permanent cure, a defect to be meticulously corrected. Instead, it is an exquisitely crafted instrument of extraordinary precision, a finely tuned vibrational antenna. It possesses the innate ability to intuitively read the energetic truth pulsating within a room, long before a single word is ever consciously uttered. It unerringly detects the subtle vibrations of inauthenticity, even beneath the most meticulously polished surface, or the most carefully constructed facade. It discerns with crystalline clarity when love is genuine, and when it is merely a performance, a superficial mimicry. It instinctively knows when a soul is aligned with its deepest purpose, and when it is quietly, stoically, suffering in profound silence. This profound capacity, this sacred perceptive gift, this inner compass, has, in myriad ways, your logical mind may not yet fully grasp, been vigilantly safeguarding your very existence, guiding you through unseen currents and subtle dangers. When this potent key is finally turned, truly and completely, a deep, resounding shift occurs within your being. The era of apologies ends. You cease offering justifications or explanations for the profound depth with which you feel, for the vastness of your inner landscape. You stop attempting to calibrate, to diminish, to adjust your inherent emotional and energetic depth to accommodate the comfort levels of those who are not yet prepared, or perhaps simply unwilling, to venture into the profound depths where your soul instinctively dwells. And in that magnificent act of radical reclamation, something truly extraordinary, almost alchemical, happens. The unique, powerful frequency you carry, your signature soul vibration, ceases to be muffled, no longer distorted by self-doubt or societal expectation. It begins to move through you at its full, unadulterated amplitude, a powerful, clear signal. And with this internal shift, the very world around you begins to respond in subtly, yet profoundly, different ways, because a presence that is fully inhabited, fully claimed, and fully expressed, carries an undeniable magnetic gravity that can never be manufactured, replicated, or merely performed. It simply is. The second key, the unhooking. Release the stories that made you small. Following the initial liberating act of reclamation comes a deeper, often more intricate and challenging phase of transformation. For while the profound realization that your sensitivity is an inherently sacred gift is a monumental truth, it does not automatically, instantaneously, or effortlessly undo the deeply entrenched conditioning, the pervasive narratives, and the limiting beliefs that have, for so long, emphatically told you otherwise. These stories, like ancient root systems, run exceptionally deep within the psyche. They were often inscribed upon the tablets of your consciousness when you were remarkably young, in moments of impressionability, frequently by well-meaning individuals who were themselves unconsciously carrying unexamined wounds and unaddressed traumas from their own journeys. And over time, these narratives solidified, becoming the invisible, yet profoundly influential architecture of how you navigate the intricate landscape of love, how you engage in all your relationships, how you perceive every fleeting moment of genuine connection, and how you react to every tremor of fear. Consider the pervasive story that true love inherently demands suffering, that sacrifice is the sole metric of devotion, or that joy must always be tempered with pain. Reflect on the insidious narrative that your authentic needs are inherently burdensome, an imposition upon others, rather than legitimate expressions of your divine self. Or perhaps the deeply ingrained belief that if you were to be fully seen, utterly known, completely exposed in your raw, sacred imperfection, you would inevitably be abandoned, rejected, or found wanting. These deeply rooted narratives are not, in their truest sense, universal truths. They are, rather, agreements, often unconscious, often born of profound pain, that you made with suffering itself, during times when you simply had no other frameworks, no alternative lenses through which to interpret your experiences. And for far too long, these unspoken agreements, these inherited stories, have been silently, yet powerfully, dictating the course of your love life, and quite possibly the trajectory of your entire existence, without your conscious awareness or explicit permission. The process of unhooking is not about a forced act of forgetting, attempting to erase painful memories from your past. It does not demand that you perform an act of forgiveness before it is genuinely, organically felt in the deepest chambers of your heart, nor does it advocate for rushing prematurely through the sacred, often messy process of grief to artificially reach a perceived light on the other side. Rather, unhooking signifies the courageous act of squarely looking these ingrained stories directly in the face, acknowledging their past influence, understanding with compassionate clarity what specific forms of perceived pain or perceived danger they once served to protect you from. It involves a profound act of gratitude for their past service, recognizing their protective intent, even if misguided, and then, with full conscious awareness, definitively choosing not to allow them to dictate or write the next unfolding chapter of your magnificent story. You are taking back the pen. When this powerful key is truly turned, your entire energy field undergoes a fundamental, undeniable transformation. The subtle yet potent electromagnetic broadcast emanating from your heart. And let us be clear, this is not mere poetic metaphor, but a demonstrable, measurable reality, observed and validated by modern science, begins to profoundly shift its signal. You consciously, or subconsciously, cease to transmit the frequency of a soul that expects to be abandoned, that anticipates disappointment, that is braced for rejection. Instead, you begin to radiate, to transmit with crystalline clarity, the unmistakable frequency of a soul who deeply, unequivocally, and unconditionally knows its own intrinsic worth, its inherent deservingness of love and joy. And as this profound internal shift takes place, everything your newly resonant energy field touches, every relationship, every opportunity, every interaction, begins to subtly, yet undeniably, reorganize itself in direct, harmonious response to this elevated, empowered vibration. The third key, the embodiment. Bring the divine. All the way down there exists a pervasive and identifiable pattern, a common thread observed among the myriad souls who are destined to carry and express the radiant frequency of the sacred feminine. They are, almost without exception, profoundly and intrinsically connected to the spiritual dimensions of existence. They possess an innate understanding of energy, a visceral ability to feel its subtle currents constantly flowing through and around them, and they are often remarkably fluent in the profound, unspoken language of the soul. However, ironically, a significant challenge they often face is that they are sometimes barely inhabiting their physical bodies, existing in a state of subtle disembodiment. This disconnect frequently arises because the body, in their past experiences, has often become the repository of pain, the living archive where profound wounds were stored, where the searing sting of rejection was acutely registered, where the memory of love that departed took something tangibly physical with it as it went. The body became synonymous with vulnerability, with hurt, with the very conditions they sought to escape. And so, as a natural coping mechanism, they ascend. They cultivate a tendency to spend more time existing in the higher, more ethereal frequencies of consciousness, in the realm of spirit and pure thought, rather than deeply grounding themselves in the solid, nurturing embrace of the earth beneath their feet. They may grasp the concept of divine love with breathtaking intellectual clarity and spiritual understanding, perceiving its boundless nature in profound meditations and moments of heightened awareness. Yet, despite this cerebral comprehension, they frequently find themselves unable to fully, viscerally receive it, to truly allow its transformative currents to permeate their being. This inability stems from a crucial insight. Genuine, sustained reception of divine energy inherently requires a robust, prepared, and fully present vessel. And often, this vessel, the physical body, the intricate nervous system, the very flesh and bone self, has not yet been fully invited back into the sacred fold, has not yet been recognized as an integral, holy part of their spiritual journey. It remains separate, unintegrated. True embodiment of the sacred feminine, therefore, means undertaking the sacred journey of bringing the divine, in its purest, most potent form, all the way down, integrating it fully into your concrete, physical, lived human experience. It signifies allowing your spirituality to have a tangible, pulsating heartbeat, to be a living, breathing reality, rather than an abstract ideal. It means intentionally permitting your profound healing to manifest not solely in moments of quiet meditation, profound insight, or elevated intellectual understanding, but profoundly, beautifully, in the way you consciously inhabit your body throughout the seemingly ordinary, mundane moments of your everyday life. It is present in the mindful rhythm of your breath as it fills your lungs and expands your chest. It is woven into the sacred act of how you nourish yourself, with awareness and gratitude. It resides in the gentle, deliberate ways you allow yourself to be touched, to experience comfort, to intentionally rest, and to feel deeply, viscerally held and supported by the ancient, grounding wisdom of the earth beneath you. When this pivotal key is finally turned, the sacred feminine ceases to be merely something you consciously access or selectively tap into during specific moments of spiritual practice, ritual, or introspection. Instead, it undergoes a miraculous transformation, becoming something you inherently are, continuously, effortlessly, seamlessly woven into the very fabric of your existence. And this continuous conscious embodiment, this living, breathing presence of the divine within your physical form, evolves into the most potent, most transformative, and most authentic transmission you could ever possibly offer to the world. Your very being becomes a living prayer, a walking blessing, a beacon of sacred feminine energy that transforms everything it encounters. The fourth key, the boundary as an act of love, protecting what is sacred. One of the deepest, most pervasive, and often most painful misunderstandings unconsciously carried by those who instinctively walk the profound path of the sacred feminine is this deeply ingrained belief that true openness, in its purest expression, inherently equates to boundarylessness. There is a misguided notion that love, in its most exalted and authentic form, is meant to absorb everything without filter, without discernment, without any form of self-preservation. This conditioning often leads to the conviction that to be truly compassionate, to embody unconditional love, is to make yourself infinitely available without limit, to give relentlessly until there is absolutely nothing remaining of your own vital essence, to heroically hold sacred space for others even when doing so demands your own complete energetic collapse, your total depletion. This, dear soul, is not merely self-sacrifice. It is often self-annihilation, veiled in the guise of spiritual virtue. Let it be unequivocally clear. This pattern of boundless, self-sacrificing giving is not the authentic expression of the sacred feminine. Rather, it is the profound wound of the sacred feminine manifesting, an imbalance, a distortion born of past pain. This is precisely what transpires when an inherent, divine capacity for infinite compassion, for boundless empathy, has not yet been harmoniously paired, balanced, and integrated with the profound wisdom of sacred self-protection, with the discerning intuition that knows where one's own wellspring begins and ends. Without this balance, compassion becomes a drain, empathy a burden, and love a form of self-neglect. A boundary, in its highest, most evolved form, is not a harsh, impenetrable wall designed to reject, to exclude, or to signify an absence of love. It is not an act of hardness, coldness, or separation. On the contrary, a true boundary is an act of love so exquisitely precise, so profoundly mature, and so deeply self-aware that it serves to protect not only the precious, sacred essence of the soul who courageously sets it, but also, crucially, the soul who is receiving it. This is because when you endeavor to give, to offer, to pour forth from a place of chronic depletion, from an empty, energetic well, what you inadvertently transmit, what you radiate into the connection, is inevitably depletion itself. When you persist in a connection, a relationship, or an engagement beyond the point where it genuinely serves your growth or the growth of the other person, you are not, in that moment, practicing authentic, sacred feminine love. Instead, you are unknowingly practicing a deeply conditioned belief, a societal construct that falsely asserts your inherent worth is measured directly by how much suffering you endure, how much discomfort you tolerate, or how much you are willing to sacrifice of yourself. When this illuminating key is truly turned, you embark upon a liberating discovery. Your divinely guided boundaries are not, in fact, formidable obstacles to genuine intimacy, to deep connection, or to authentic love. Instead, they are the very architecture of it, the sacred framework, the resilient structure within which something truly real, genuinely sustainable, and profoundly nourishing can flourish and grow. And the sacred feminine, in its full, radiant embodiment, is never about limitless, self-erasing self-sacrifice. It is, in its purest, most powerful form, about infinite, boundless love, but a love that is wisely held, consciously channeled, clearly articulated through empowered communication, and beautifully, reverently protected. This wise protection allows it to flow eternally without diminishing its source. The fifth key, the magnetic truth. You do not attract what you want, you attract what you emanate. This particular key, among the many illuminating insights on this path, represents the profound truth that most souls journeying on the sacred feminine path are intuitively searching for, often without consciously articulating what it is they truly seek. They yearn to understand with every fiber of their being why the kind of love, the depth of connection, the sacred partnership they instinctively know is possible for them has not yet manifested in their physical reality. They reflect upon their journey, acknowledging that they have diligently undertaken the arduous inner work, engaged in profound healing practices, immersed themselves in spiritual texts, dedicated themselves to prayer and meditation, journaled deeply, and consciously released old patterns. And yet, despite all this dedicated effort, a persistent, often invisible barrier seems to stand stubbornly between them and the profound, soul-level connection their heart intuitively recognizes as its own, its rightful home. The fundamental answer, dear one, lies in understanding the principle of frequency. And this is not to be understood as a mere spiritual platitude, a feel-good affirmation to be repeated without genuine understanding. This is a literal, operative, scientifically observable, and physically measurable truth of the universe. Your heart, that magnificent energetic generator within your chest, produces a palpable and measurable electromagnetic field that extends far beyond the confines of your physical body. This field is continuously communicating, sending out subtle signals, even before you utter a single word or consciously formulate an intention. It is an energetic beacon, signaling to every soul that enters your proximity whether you are truly available for deep connection, whether you are perceived as emotionally safe, whether you genuinely trust what is coming towards you, and most critically, whether, at a fundamental subconscious level, you truly believe you deserve the very love, the very connection, the very joy that you consciously articulate you want. And if, nestled somewhere beneath all the beautifully articulated spiritual language, beneath the conscious intentions and affirmations, there still resides a quiet, often hidden, part of your being that does not yet fully, unequivocally believe in your inherent worthiness. A part that still, perhaps subtly, expects disappointment, still holds the vivid, lingering memory of past loss more potently, more vividly than the expansive, hopeful vision of future union. Then that, precisely, is the predominant signal being broadcast into the universe. It is not the carefully chosen words you speak, nor the fervent intentions you consciously set. It is the deep-seated, often unconscious belief system running beneath them, acting as the true energetic director of your reality. This underlying belief, whether you are aware of it or not, dictates your magnetic resonance. When this transformative key is turned, when this profound truth fully integrates into your being, you cease merely performing the desired frequency, putting on an act of readiness. Instead, you begin to truly inhabit it, to embody it, to become it. You make the essential, fundamental internal shift from merely hoping that love is real and possible for you, to an undeniable, unshakable knowing that it is. You transition from anxiously asking whether you are truly worthy of it, to a profound understanding that the very question itself, the doubt, was the only true barrier that ever existed. And from that deeply centered, authentically embodied, undeniably grounded, and powerfully magnetic place, a place of complete energetic congruence, everything in your external reality begins to profoundly change. This transformation occurs not because you have altered what you were reaching for, but because you have fundamentally, irrevocably changed what you were radiating, what you were becoming. The sixth key, the gift of the sacred pause. What felt like waiting was preparation for a multitude of souls who carry the tender yet formidable frequency of the sacred feminine. The most agonizing chapter of their journey has not been the initial shattering heartbreak itself, nor the acute pain of disappointment. Instead, it has often been the profound, often bewildering silence that inevitably followed. That elongated, seemingly barren in-between time. That season of the soul when absolutely nothing external seemed to be moving forward, when the deep, resonant connection they knew, with an undeniable certainty, was possible for them, had not yet arrived. Day after day, week after week, month after month, they sat with an ocean of love, so ready to be given, so ripe for expression, yet seemingly with nowhere worthy, no open vessel in which to place it. This felt like a profound cosmic joke, a cruel irony of destiny. That desolate season, steeped in profound stillness, felt acutely like abandonment. It felt as though the universe itself had made a solemn promise, a sacred vow, and then inexplicably, cruelly, forgotten to keep it. It resonated with the pain of being overlooked, of being unseen. Yet, what was actually unfolding in that profound, pregnant silence, beneath the gnawing ache of loneliness, beneath the corrosive whispers of self-doubt, beneath the relentless barrage of unanswerable questions that echoed in the quiet of sleepless nights, was something far grander, far more intentional. It was the sacred process of formation, of profound internal cultivation. It was a gestation period for the soul. The sacred feminine, in its deepest, most profound expression, is not inherently reactive, nor is it impulsive or driven by external stimuli. It is, first and foremost, deeply receptive. And this exquisite, profound receptivity inherently requires a state of profound readiness. It demands a vessel that is meticulously prepared, not just to initially attract love, to draw it near, but crucially, to sustain it over the long arc of time. It requires a resilient internal architecture that will not collapse under the immense, transformative weight of true intimacy, of genuine, unvarnished connection. It calls for a nervous system, a spiritual self, that is so deeply rooted in self-trust that it will not instinctively self-sabotage, will not retreat into old patterns of fear when something genuinely good, truly beautiful, and deeply nourishing finally arrives, simply because some residual part of the nervous system still mistakenly believes that all good things, by their very nature, possess an inherent, unavoidable expiration date. The sacred pause, therefore, was not a cosmic punishment for perceived unworthiness. It was, in its essence, a profound act of divine preparation, meticulously cultivating you for a love that is not fleeting, a connection that does not expire. It was precisely in that stillness that your innate discernment was subtly refined, becoming sharper, more nuanced. It was there that your roots deepened, anchoring you more firmly into your own truth, your own inherent stability. It was in that sacred space that your capacity to receive, to truly take in and hold love without immediately bracing yourself for its inevitable departure, was expanded beyond measure. The pause was not an empty void. It was the sacred feminine doing its most profound, most transformative work, subtly yet powerfully, turning the interior landscape of your soul into a magnificent, resilient home, a sacred sanctuary truly worthy of holding something eternal, something boundless. When this illuminating key is finally turned, the external weighting does not necessarily disappear overnight, but its fundamental nature, its emotional impact, undergoes a profound metamorphosis. It ceases to be a period of agonizing anticipation, of breathless desperation, of frantic searching. Instead, it transforms into a journey you navigate with an unwavering, quiet trust, rather than with the corrosive grip of desperation. It becomes a teacher, a profound mentor, offering invaluable lessons and insights, rather than a torturer, inflicting endless periods of doubt and suffering. And in that newfound embodied trust, you send out a clear, resonant signal to the universe, and to the specific soul who is inevitably moving towards you, destined to meet you, that you are no longer frantically reaching, no longer grasping from a place of perceived lack. You are, in every fiber of your being, completely and radiantly ready. The seventh key, the full opening. The love you are is the love you call. In every single key that has been carefully explored before this final, culminating insight has been a meticulously crafted step, a sacred preparation, guiding you with intentionality towards this ultimate, profound turning point. And this last, most luminous key does not demand an arduous struggle, a forceful exertion of will, or the completion of yet another layer of healing work before you are deemed worthy or permitted to fully receive its transformative power. It requires, in its exquisite simplicity, only this: the profound, undeniable recognition that the very love you have been tirelessly seeking, diligently pursuing, and yearning for outside yourself has, in its purest, most potent form, been residing, alive and vibrant, within you the entire time. It has been the constant, unwavering flame in the hearth of your own heart. Let us be clear. This is not a dismissive spiritual bypass, an attempt to intellectually sidestep or prematurely transcend genuine human emotion. This is not a casual dismissal of the very real, often aching and deeply human longing for partnership, for intimate witness, for a profound love that sees you in your entirety, embraces your every facet, and chooses you completely, irrevocably. That longing, that deep soul yearning, is not an illusion. It is profoundly real. It is intrinsically sacred. It was placed within the deepest recesses of your being with divine intention, a sacred blueprint for connection. To deny it would be to deny a part of your exquisite design. However, the fundamental source of that love, its origin point, its eternal generator, the living, breathing frequency of its boundless energy, has always, without exception, been you. The sacred feminine, in its unadulterated essence, that powerful, life-giving current that moves through your very being, is not passively waiting for external permission to be fully expressed, to burst forth in its radiant glory. It is not patiently holding its breath, awaiting the arrival of the right relationship, the perfect partner, or the ideal external circumstances to finally awaken its dormant power. No, it is vibrantly, powerfully, breathtakingly alive right now, in this very moment. It is the wisdom looking through your eyes, the life force breathing through your lungs, the profound capacity for connection feeling through your extraordinary, tender, luminous heart. It is you. And when you finally, irrevocably turn this ultimate key, when you cease treating your own inherent boundless love as a precious commodity to be hoarded, to be sparingly offered only when the seemingly right person finally appears on your horizon, and instead begin to courageously, generously offer it to yourself, to the entirety of your own magnificent life, to the vibrant world around you, without condition, without reservation, and without any further waiting. Something truly miraculous, something alchemical and divine inevitably occurs. The energetic signal you broadcast, your unique soul frequency, shifts so completely, so fundamentally, so profoundly, that the souls who, for so long, could not find you, who could not perceive your light amidst the static of the world, suddenly, instantly, know exactly where you are. They are drawn to your unmistakable, radiant beacon. The love you are, dear heart, is precisely the love you call in. This has always been the immutable foundational truth of the universe, whispered through the ages, encoded in your very DNA. And now, at long last, after this profound journey of remembrance and reclamation, it is time to not merely understand this truth, but to fully, joyously, and courageously live it in every breath, every choice, every beat of your magnificent heart. Here is what this entire profound journey, every insight, every turning of a key, has been meticulously leading you toward, and in its ultimate revelation, it is simultaneously simpler and infinitely more profound than any of the intricate steps that came before it. You are not broken. You have never, at any point in your eternal journey, been broken in the fundamental essence of your being. You have always been and remain a magnificent, resonant frequency in the sacred process of remembering itself, moving with divine purpose through myriad experiences that, in the moment, may have felt acutely like damage, like irreparable harm, like profound fracturing. Yet, at their deepest, most alchemical level, these experiences were always, invariably, acts of divine refinement. Every relationship that did not ultimately last, every connection that gracefully dissolved, was not a failure, but a profound teacher, meticulously instructing you, with grace and wisdom, about what you would no longer accept, what you truly desired, and what you inherently deserved in the next sacred connection. Every agonizing moment of loneliness, every period of perceived isolation, was not a void, but a deliberate carving out of greater capacity within your soul, expanding your inner chambers to hold even more authentic, more profound, more expansive connection when it arrived. And every single time you felt too much, that very perceived excess of feeling, that boundless emotional capacity, was in fact preparing you, expanding you, molding you into a vessel vast enough, resilient enough, to truly hold the magnificent, boundless love and joy that is genuinely, inevitably coming your way. The sacred feminine, in its full, radiant embodiment, is not, as often misunderstood, a soft, fragile, or easily diminished thing. On the contrary, it is arguably the most potent, most transformative, and most enduring force that can ever move through a human life, altering realities with its mere presence. It possesses an innate, alchemical power to heal without the need for external medicines, to soothe wounds that defy conventional remedies. It subtly, yet powerfully, changes the entire energetic landscape of rooms without uttering a single word, its silent resonance speaking volumes. It possesses the profound capacity to hold what others deem unbearable, to transmute what others cannot possibly bear to touch, to shine light into the deepest shadows. It sees undeniable truth beneath the most elaborate performance, recognizes profound love beneath the most impenetrable armor, and perceives the unwavering light beneath the darkest, most complex human story. And it accomplishes all of this not because it is superhuman, not because it operates outside the realm of human experience, but precisely because it has learned, through the turning of every key, through the compassionate witnessing of every wound, to trust itself completely, implicitly, and without reservation. You are this, not in some distant, elusive future version of yourself that requires more healing, more practice, more time, or more self-improvement to manifest. You are this, unequivocally now. You are this in the very tenderness you were conditioned to believe was a weakness. You are this in the profound depth of feeling you were repeatedly told was simply too much for the world to handle. You are this in the boundless, unwavering love you have been carrying within your extraordinary heart your entire life, patiently, valiantly waiting for a place, a person, a circumstance worthy enough to receive its magnificent offering. Tonight, before you surrender to the sweet embrace of sleep, place your hand gently, reverently, upon your heart center. Take one breath, slow, deep, and deliberate, allowing it to fill your entire being. And then, as if these are not merely words you are learning, but rather an ancient truth you are finally, after a very long and winding journey, allowing yourself the sacred privilege of remembering, speak these words aloud, or whisper them silently into the quietude of your soul. I am the sacred feminine in full embodiment. I am not waiting to be loved. I am love, already moving, already magnetic, already home. The world, in its deepest longing, does not need you to become harder, to build higher walls, to diminish your profound capacity for feeling. It needs you exactly as you are, radiantly open, exquisitely feeling, magnetically radiant, and profoundly ready to embody your divine truth. Before you move on, take a moment to do something that matters more than you might expect. Drop one intention in the comments, something real from where you are right now on your journey. Not a performance, not a curated spiritual statement, just the truth of where you are. And then, find someone else's intention, and respond to it with whatever genuine love you can offer in that moment. What happens in that space is not just connection, it is collective healing. And love multiplies every time two hearts choose to reach toward each other across the silence. If something in this message touched something real in you, do not keep it to yourself. Someone in your life is carrying the same wound, asking the same questions in the quiet of the same sleepless nights. Share this. Let it find them. And if you felt a nudge somewhere deep that told you this is where you are meant to be right now, trust that nudge and stay. Subscribe. Let this be a space you return to. You are not just watching. You are healing. This is your sacred space, and we are only just beginning. If this transmission spoke to you, don't just walk away from it. Respond to it. Help carry this message further. Every act of support helps this transmission find the next starseed who needs it.